I'm watching the media, man, they full of lies. They so damn good at how they polarize. I'm so damn tired of this politicized society manifesting right before my eyes. Really shouldn't even be a surprise. We sit back while the pack of wolves colonize, watching tours of celebrities apologize. Photo ops in a war-torn paradise. Left or right to stoke the flame, whichever the way the wind blows, still in the game. In the insane asylum, the patient's taking over. The head of the state is past the prime, I told ya. Let the white and the black sheep to the wolf's den, offered up on a platter to the dragon. And then they'll do it again. We keep our head in the sand, it's never over. I'm in an open air world till they shut it down. We can have it all, I can see it now. Open air dreaming. I'm in that open air dream till they shut it down. We can have it all, but it's falling down.
Welcome to the Take Podcast, where we seek the news that isn't considered popular or relevant enough in today's media landscape, and some things that are. World news and topics from all continents, yes, even Antarctica, ranging from environmental, culture, politics, history, and economics. With that being said, I'd also like to give a shout out to a conscious hip hop artist from Wisconsin by the name of Waterstyle. Not only is she lyrically gifted, but she's also the producer of 612 Beats. So, thank you, Waterstyle, for what you contribute to the culture, and definitely to the excellent music that people will be hearing right here on the Take Podcast and also on Patreon. So without further ado, let's jump into this episode. And as always, feel free to reach out and keep this an interactive experience. Welcome back to the Take Podcast with your host, Sean D. James. And I'm uploading this on a Friday because after listening back a couple times, I realized I had to correct the error. So I'm referring back to the previous episode, Bodily Protection, the keys to one's survival. And I realized I said the statement of, I made the remark of wishful thinking. Yeah. I was at work and I was like, yeah, I really said wishful thinking. And what I was talking about when I referred to it makes sense to have gun registration and, you know, the national database and everything, I realized that in itself was wishful thinking. Because, yeah, you know, when you really look into it, like, why don't they exist? Why is it actually not a national database? Why don't all the states have this? Why did when you do research into it, and I dug a little deeper after the upload, and I was like, wow, I was really doing wishful thinking. So the thing that got me laughing was one of the gun violence advocate groups, you know, they're like, oh, we gotta get rid of guns, this and that. And one of them was the Giffords. Well, no, not Gifford, Giffords, my bad. And I said, shit. Went to the section that covered registration, and I was like, yo, this thing says background and all this. And I was like, oh, let me read through this. The background, summary of federal law, summary of state law, and key legislative what was that? Key legislative elements. And I was like, alright, let me read through this real quick. I've already gone through the NRA with the whole background thing there. Found the article by Dr. Miguel A. Ferreira Jr. And I went through a little brief background of the Brady Group. Well, campaign. Who are against, gun violence. Who throughout their history have gone through a multitude of name changes. And when reading the Giffords page, I just went, am I a spokesperson for them? Did I sign some paperwork or something? When did I join this group? Because everything I said was literally looking like verbatim what they had listed. And I went, God damn. I really just quoted them, so I basically just did wishful thinking. The thing I just made fun of, I actually did myself. So yeah, I wanted to correct that error right there and apologize for that. Now, when I say wishful thinking, I mean, I'm literally going, this would work if, I trusted the government. So if we trusted our government agencies to be non-biased, and went by the facts, the numbers, everything that's actual, factual, not just, well, I'm opposed to it, so F it. But stuck by, what they said, then this would make sense. But it doesn't. And that in itself is like, damn. So I'll be posting those links, as always, down below in the description, along with the show notes and everything. And the articles actually had source material, which is something I truly believe everybody should have. Like, if you're going to put information, come with the source material. If you're going to quote things, do your best to have as much as possible available. But after going through it, from the Giffords to the Brady, the NRA, the article by Dr. Miguel Ferreira Jr., yeah, even the interview he did, yeah, I come to it and I just go, one, the reason for saying a 10-round magazine, anything above that is considered high capacity, because you want people, once again, to feel safe. You want to give them the illusion of, hey, we gave you 10, you hit double digits. That's all you need. You need double-digit bullets, right? Who needs a 100-round magazine? Come on, that's ridiculous. But everybody should have more than the single-digit numbers. It creates the illusion. So by saying 10, you're at the very bare minimum. But your double digits, it makes sense. 2, it is truly amazing how the term assault weapon to assault rifle to even the illustration of the killing in that movie theater when the Dark Knight movie came out, and it was just like that dude turned around, walked up in there, had a gun, body armor, and they're like, yeah, that right there, this is why we need to get rid of body armor. What was that? In Aurora. That's what it was, Aurora, Colorado. And I was just like, yo, you try to sue the people. Like, one of the victims, the parent and the step parent, literally, along with lawyers from the Brady campaign, said, yo, we're going to turn around and we're going to sue them because he had the ammunition, the magazines, and the body armor. We should sue everybody involved. Just like the recent stuff with Uvalde. And every other killing to that, it's like, hey, the Sandy Hook thing. Hey, let's turn around and sue the manufacturers for it. Are we suing alcohol companies? Are we suing tobacco companies? I remember the truth commercials and everything about, the truth of this, because I mean they go hard with these vaping commercials, man. I mean, I don't even watch TV, but YouTube is ridiculous with that. It's just like vaping can cause potential, and I just be like, what are these kids vaping on though? Like, what are they smoking? So it's like to say like, oh, this is the problem. It's like, well, somebody got drunk. Somebody went to a bar or went to a club, got drunk, and was driving, and they crashed their car. Somebody else and killed somebody, but they survived. It's like, well, should we sue the car manufacturer? We should also sue the owner of that establishment that they was drinking at, and then we should also make sure we sue the liquor brand because their liquor was just too strong for that person to handle. So they should be held responsible. Like I don't see this being promoted like that. But it's like, hey, let's get them guns. Hey, you shouldn't have body armor. You shouldn't have protection. Hey, you know what? You shouldn't have a knife. Like, it's like, hold up. There are people out here that are just bad. Like, I don't want to say evil. Like, there's that degree, but there are just people out here with bad intentions. So, I mean, to have some form of protection on you, whether concealed carry for a gun, a knife, hell, pepper spray and tasers. Like, to say, like, well, it's illegal in your state to have a taser. Like, what? You're telling a woman, because it's always promoted to women, but it's like you're telling them, like, no, you can't have that protection. It's just like, why? What are we talking about here? So yeah, that was number 2, and number 3. I get it. I get the concept of, you know what? If you do have a registry, and you don't trust your government, then technically you are setting yourself up for a tyrannical government, a dictatorship. The only thing I can say against that is that it gets me when people say the tyrannical aspect. No, correction. Once again, not tyrannical, the dictatorship. I wonder how that would play out in the U.S. Because I get how people talk about, they bring up Hitler, like the 4 presidents say Hitler, Stalin, Pol Pot, and I forgot who the other person was. But they always bring up like how these people, when they did mass genocides, they always disarmed the citizens. They always give them a sense of false security. And it's like, you don't need your weapons. You don't need weapons anymore. We're here. We got it in lock. We're good to go. And then people just fall in line. And then once the main people that, let's just say the main people that would have been easily swayed, gave up any type of firearm, you only had but a select few who actually opposed it. So you're good. You have the force of the military and everybody else that's on your side fall in line. Now, even when they say, well, look how the UK is. Look how England is. They are good, and they don't have guns like that. So I look and go, well, if you look at a lot of countries, the British Empire colonized, conquered, claimed as their own land. I mean, this is why a lot of places have similar laws, though. Am I wrong here with that setup? I mean, this is why I look at Canada and go, well, this is why Canada is the way it is now, the way they're moving, because they're following suit of their British compatriots. Like, hey, we're gonna still follow what y'all doing. We've seen Australia, what happened? All the strict gun laws, and then some people still got guns illegally. As of this recording, killed, what was it, 2 cops fresh out of the academy, and was just laying down fire, turned around and burnt. They hid in grass. They actually did some wild shit, and what was it, Molotov the grass to catch them. So I'm like, wow, they wanted to kill. Now that wasn't bad intentions, that was evil intentions. But here it is, people illegally getting things. And then you have citizens who are, once again, law-abiding, following the rules, and slowly becoming victims. Slowly becoming targets to be victimized. So I completely get the argument of we're gonna be taking, the government's gonna take us. They're gonna take away our guns, and then once all the guns are gone, what's to stop them from just doing whatever they want at that point? I get it. I get that argument. My thing is, I'm really trying to figure out at what point does it become. It won't become a dictatorship. It would have to be just like you said, tyrannical, because it's not a monarchy. It's not set up how the British were. How they did things, or still doing things. Yeah, you can say we have our constitutional rights and this and that, but as you see, people are quick to be persuaded to a certain side and give up constitutional rights, or just don't know the amendments and everything, and there you go. You turn around with a situation where it does become a case of you're voting your rights away, you're giving this away, that away, and then what happens? Well, this isn't right, we should have that. No, you gave that up. You gave it up. This is why I laugh when people always bring up like, oh, the U.S. is going to have a civil war. They're going to have a civil war. And I just look and go, I feel like people think about in the past, like the first Civil War. So in their head, they think it's going to be a race war. Like, no, second Civil War the U.S. is going to have, it's going to be all about race. It's like, I don't believe that. I truly do not believe. I don't think that's, no. I truly believe it's not going to be a race war. Nah. That could be a small, a small spark. Yeah, that could be a small spark there to it, but I can't see it being race. I truly believe it's going to be a matter of freedom. Now, this is when it becomes one of the situations of like, well then, what are we looking at? I seriously look at it and go, you're going to have situations of something like akin to a show. If you have, what is it? Is it HBO Max? I know they probably be changing the name again after the whole deal with Discovery. They want to change the name again. You had HBO Go, HBO Max, HBO whatever now. There's a show in there called DMZ. I also plan on getting the books for this because I really want to read these. Where apparently became the United States of America versus the Free States of America. And I'm still trying to comprehend it. I want to read these books. I really want to see this. How is it that New York is like a battleground, like a DMZ zone? And I'm just like, really? New York? Like, not the state of New York. No, not the state. Just the island of Manhattan. I'm like, come on. Really? You know, like I see something like that TV show. I really hated it. It was a good concept, but oh my god, was it shitty. Revolution. It was like the power went out across the U.S. and like the U.S. got divided into, I think it was 4 territories. It was five territories, but it was like the Midwest was like a no-go zone. It was like, nah, that's the wastelands. That's nobody go there. We don't know what nuclear waste is still floating right there in that area. California became like California engulfed, I think 3 other states with it, and it became like the Republic of California. Texas took over the neighboring 4 or 5 states near it and expanded. The Northeast was like the original 13 colonies, like the states, along with 2 others. And then like you just saw Florida along with whatever remained in the Southeast. It was like just divided. And I'm watching, I'm like, oh my god, I just want to finish this first season to see what happens. And it was like, oh no, they're going to war, they can't agree on nothing. I'm like, holy shit. This is wild. Because all these shows like this is almost like a glimpse of potential outcomes every time. I feel like everybody always wants the zombie shit. They always want zombies. But let's be realistic here. You don't want zombies. Nobody wants the zombie go, okay? Unless they're like Walking Dead, slow moving zombies, fine. But if you get some Dawn of the Dead, 28 days later, nobody wants that. Just stop it. All you want is to have to just go up against regular people. That's it. Just keep it plain and simple. Because if you start bringing viruses and infectious disease, come on. The system already went down. The grid is already down. Stop it. So I'm coming up on 21 minutes here. Suppose I made this a little quicker than this. Supposed to be a little bit shorter. But yeah, I want to say I'm sorry. I apologize for misspeaking and not being fully informed of what I said. Because, yeah, while a registry, everything they promote has the potential to do good and do right, you still have to rely on people put in positions of power to do good and do right. And as of now, that's not something I see. Not in the least bit. So with that, I'm going to get ready to enjoy some dinner. It's the 23rd. So I want to say once again, for those that did hear the last episode, enjoy your holidays. Christmas is coming up this weekend. I know people are ready to relax. I've seen a couple neighbors just coming in last minute with a ton of gifts, like opening the car. Come on, hey, what's up with the kids come? I'm like, wow, that's that last minute shopping. Okay. But yeah, enjoy your holidays. Be safe. Drink responsibly. Whatever else you do on the side for recreational purpose, do it responsibly, please. And yeah, as always, enjoy yourself, Enjoy the day and stay prosperous. Peace.
Are you getting the feeling this war is infinite? It's on you, it's on me, it's on everything. But the ones in power, they never change a thing. It's your fault that the world burns every day. You pay the cost for the conflict on the screen. You ain't the boss, so you better pick a chosen team. The ship is sinking, but Hollywood keeps you entertained, so you don't question the reality behind the scenes. It's just a spell and I hope it breaks, like a fever on a summer day. I'm an optimist, it's never too late. It's looking pretty catastrophic, but we never sway or falter. An assault is clearly underway. It's a battle for your mind, like they always say. Living in these times, I can only pray. I can only pray. I'm in an open air world till they shut it down. You can have it all, I can see it now. Open air dreaming. I'm in that open air dream till they shut it down. Have it all, but it's falling down.